Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Redding. We're continuing our lessons on population ecology. We started this on Monday and today is Wednesday. We're going to continue with this topic. So we're going to start off by looking at a little data. We have a graph here of the Townsend ground squirrel population and the prairie falcon population. So take a minute and just look at the graph and see what's going on. Hopefully you noticed that the ground squirrel population is increasing through April, May, June, part of July, and then it drops down to 0. Okay, and the prairie falcon population is also increasing, kind of leveling out here. And then shortly after the squirrel population goes down, their population goes down as well. So I want you to think of a hypothesis, what might be going on. Why are both of these populations going down so drastically during that time period? So just kind of keep that in your mind and think about that, and we're going to find out a little bit more about this situation. So let's look at some data to help us. But before we do that, let's remind ourselves what biotic and abiotic factors are. So biotic factors are things that are living. And so some examples might be predators, maybe new predators moved in or predators left. Plants maybe are there that are providing food or shelter to some of these organisms. Maybe something happened to them. Prey, maybe there's less prey or more prey for certain organisms. And there could be some human activity. So anything living that could be affecting these populations, we need to think about. And then we also have our abiotic factors, which are non-living things that could be affecting these populations, like water availability. Is there enough water? Soil, is there something going on with the soil where maybe plants can't grow and then there's less food? Is the temperature changing? Is that having an effect on the populations? Is there less oxygen, more oxygen? Is there some type of pollution? So there are more than just these biotic and abiotic factors, but you could be thinking about these. These might give you a little idea to come up with a hypothesis about what's happening to our squirrel and falcon population. But like I said, we're going to look at some more data. So let's do that right now. Our average temperature during this time period is increasing. So you can see, remember our graph from before, we've got an increase in temperature. We also have a slight increase in precipitation, and then we have a decrease way down to very little precipitation. This is 0.2 inches. All right, and then our wind speed was kind of high, 12 miles per hour, and then it kind of levels off around 8.2 or so. So it's windy, but it's not, drastically windy, and it's not super calm. And then we have our hours of sunlight. Hours of sunlight are increasing, and then slight decrease here, and then just a little bit of a decrease there. Okay, remember, here's our original graph with our squirrels and falcons. All right, so did our data change your idea? So maybe in the beginning you were thinking, oh, there's more predators came in, or humans are killing off everything. And so now we looked at those 4 graphs. Let's go back real quick. We have temperature increasing, precipitation decreasing, wind kind of staying average, hours of sunlight increasing overall. Okay, so did that change your idea? So maybe now you're thinking a drought, or it's really hot, it's too hot for them, something like that. Let's think about this for a minute. What kind of squirrels are they? If you paid attention to your graph, you will notice they were ground squirrels. So what happens in July when it gets really hot and dry and sunny is the squirrels go underground and they hibernate. So they're not there, we can't count them. It looks like they went to 0. And so when it looks like they went to 0 and they all go underground and there's no prey, these falcons are flying around, and they don't see any prey, and they leave. So if you thought that your squirrels and falcons died and went to 0, it's actually not what happened. The squirrels went underground, hibernating, and the falcons left the area because they didn't have any food. Okay, so this time around, it was a little bit tricky. We made it a little bit of a mystery for you. But what you're going to do in the lesson today is you're going to look at data and figure out what's going on, and it's going to be more straightforward. So if you see precipitation going way down, there's probably a drought. Okay, we're not going to trick you in our lesson. It's going to be a little bit easier than that. That was just a fun way to start off our topic with looking at graphs and figuring something out. If you figured it out and you thought they were hibernating, good job for you. And then you're going to click on the lesson for today. Have a wonderful Wednesday.